Hi, this is Zach here with a bumper edition of the weekend bulletin board heroes here at Zach's Traders Cafe for Sunday, the 10th of December. Starting off with the FTSE 100, which has managed to nudge the 200-day line and be well above the 50-day moving average, the blue line there at 74.70. The only problem is that in the recent past, any time appreciably above the 50-day line has been actually a sell point rather than a buy point, but above that 50-day line we're looking for that February resistance line projection 76.50 by the end of the month, and best case up to that May resistance line projection 7800 over the near term. But the key here is holding above 74.70. Below that risks hopefully a final test of the 7400 area. RSI at 59, so that suggests that we are on our way for at least an intermediate rally. Moving on to the DAX, which is making the FTSE look rather pedestrian. In contrast, here you can see that we've nearly hit what we thought was an ambitious target there, 16,800 by the end of this month. In fact, we can probably look for 17,800, which is a January 2023 resistance line projection by the end of next month, while we're above the old 2023 resistance around 16,500. 50 and 200 day lines moving into a golden cross, which we should get well before the end of this month. Another situation which has impressed in the recent past has been the Dow. Here we've got a bull flag a tight bull flag right at the highs, well above the old August resistance 35,700, and the longer we stay above that, the greater the chance of a move up to 37,700 as soon as the end of next month, and maybe even sooner than that. On to Bitcoin, which has been the star of December to date, and here we've got this rising trend channel from October. We've got an uptrend line in the RSI window, which is very long-lived, and the view at the moment is that the longer we stay above 42,000 and the floor of that channel, the greater the chance of a move towards 50,000 as soon as the end of next month. And again, it may be even sooner than that. Can't resist looking at gold, and here we've had a rebound basically at the old resistance from July around the 2020s, above 2020 on an end-of-day close basis, looking for a retest of the 2150 spike that we had earlier this month, and up to 2190 now by the end of next month. Obviously, this market is one which can be influenced by a bit of shorting above the $2,000 level just to keep it on par with the dollar, but that is just a bit of a conspiracy theory. On to crude, and here interesting that we've let's say fallen off a cliff, but given the geopolitical area or considerations at the moment, this market looking very weak indeed. Had that bull trap for September, October back in the autumn, and a failure at 90. Looks as though we're in a falling trend channel from the beginning of 2022, which is rather interesting, given that the beginning of 2022 is when Ukraine started. A break of recent support through $68 could risk a move down to $56 at the floor of that 2022 falling trend channel. Onto the stocks, and starting off with Afentra, which seems to have lots of fans on a fundamental basis. Beautiful breakout happening at the moment, given that we've had an unfilled gap to the upside to end the week. That suggests that we're on our way to the top of a rising trend channel from the beginning of 2021 as high as the 42 pence level as soon as the end of next month, and that could be sooner as well. So a decent move there after a lot of consolidation on Afentra. Stock which has been obviously benefiting from the Bitcoin revival of late has been Argo blockchain, still relatively low in the range compared to where it was when Bitcoin was much higher. So we are looking for greater gains up to the 20 pence area, hopefully by the end of next month, while we hold above recent support at 12 pence, and only really back below the 200-day line at 10.5 pence, delaying the upside scenario after the unfilled gap to the upside off the lows, which was spotted here. Stock which seems to have all the experts looking at it in a positive way at the moment is Cornerstone, if I can type out the name of the company properly. Here we have a situation where we had an unfilled gap to the upside at the start of the week, tight bull flag, and looking for a minimum of 20p by the end of this month. In fact, if you're a fan of the shares, and there seems to be a lot of them around, then the next target by the end of next month would be up to 28 pence at that mid-2022 resistance line projection. So above the 50-day line at 13, or let's call it 14, looking for up to 28 pence by the end of next month. Challenger Energy is next, and here a surprise V-shaped bull flag breakout. We already had a bear trap gap reversal for the shares back in October, and looking for a top of broadening, 2023 broadening triangle as high as 0.15 pence by the end of this month. Upside value while we're above the 0.1 pence level. Corcel's been a bit of a slow mover, but it looks like things may start moving, bouncing off the floor of that rising trend channel from back in May. That's around the 0.44 pence level. Above that, looking for up to 0.75 as soon as the end of next month, given the way that shares can spike when they want to. Stock which has been rather quiet of late, and not in a good way, has been DG Innovate. A lot of people seem to be excited about this, I think a year or so ago, but they've gone quiet. But we have had a proper break of the 50-day moving average at 0.03.5, and above that looking for 0.08, maybe as soon as the end of next month, at the top of a broadening triangle from June. Nice move at the end of the week for eEnergy, and a bear trap gap reversal with a V-shaped bull flag. So you've got everything going on there at the moment, and we've got rising 50 and 200-day moving averages. They should cross pretty soon over the next week or so for a golden cross, and that'll enable the shares hopefully to hit 9 pence by the end of this month, while we're above 5 pence, and actually looking for much more on that after that, perhaps up to the line I'm going to draw next, which is from October 2022, hitting 12 pence early in the new year. But the key here is to stay above the 50 and 200-day line areas around 4.75 to 5 pence. On to a stock which doesn't get much airplay either here or anywhere else, is coming up next, Intuitive Investments. But here we had the unfold gap to the upside back in October. Looks like we've got a little triangle situation going on here, so just breaking out of that now, and that one has been in place since the end of October. So we're looking basically for a move up towards initially up to 17 pence by the end of this month, maybe 22 pence plus by the end of next month. Another situation which has done well on the fundamentals, and that's reflected on the chart, has been On the Beach. I think a good update from them. Unfold gap to the upside at the beginning of the month, and looking for £1.80 while we're above the £1, well, I suppose the low 140s on the beach over the near term. We've got the 50 and 200-day lines both rising, so we should get a golden cross later this month. And I would say 180 looks like the minimum on the upside at the moment. Good news for Polarean, as the shares have not only responded to an order for the company, but also the oversold situation that we had. We were suspecting a turnaround there at the earlier in the week, but unfold gap to the upside off the low is our classic signal there. So it's a bear trap gap reversal, and the longer we stay above the old November support there at 6.75, the greater the chance of a move up towards the 10 pence area by the end of this month. Stock which has been rather frustrating in terms of the lay of the land in the recent past has been Power Metal. We've had good news from the company, obviously Rick Ruled in there as well, but the shares having to test the lowest levels of the past year. But it does look like a bear trap reversal. The old low in March around 0.53, and above 0.53 we're looking for at least the 50-day moving average of 0.62, backed by bullish divergence. Best case scenario would be 0.75 by the end of next month. New CFO in place at Powerhouse Energy, so obviously we are looking for a change at the company. Here we've got a bit of higher lows above the November support there around 0.24. The longer we stay above that, the greater the chance of a move towards the 50-day line at 0.34 by the end of this month. Best case, maybe over the next couple of months, would be up to 0.4 pence, maybe by the end of next month, but no new lows wanted there. On to Panther Metals, where the charting worked. We hit that initial target there from March resistance line right on the nose on Friday, and the longer we stay above the 3.75 pence area, the greater the chance of a fresh move up to as high as 5.25 by the end of next month, or even sooner than that, given the way that the 50 and 200 day lines are now both rising for a golden cross to happen relatively soon, in terms of a week or two. On to System 1 Group, which again doesn't get much coverage, but it's been a good charting contender. Despite that unfilled gap to the upside at the beginning of the month, there's also gaps to the upside back in August, but at the moment we're focused on the latest breakout. We've hit the initial target there around £2.53, above £2.53, looking for a fresh push to the upside at a 2022 resistance line projection at £3.10 by the end of next month. But the key here, remaining above, I suppose, at least the low 240s would be nice. Finishing off with Woodbois, and here, I suppose an unlikely revival, but welcome nonetheless. We've managed to break above the 200-day moving average properly for the first time since the summer of last year. And the view now is initial target here up to a penny over the next few sessions, hopefully, and then up to 1.4 pence, ideally by the end of next month or even sooner. But the trend change there, quite significant. That's it from me today. More updates tomorrow.